It's kind of covered in stuff, but after the D15 here, we have our John Deere baler. It's a 336. I don't know if you can see that there, over there. It's a fairly nice machine. I've had a couple issues with it. It's actually, I don't even know if I can get back there right now because we have it so packed up for winter storage. But it's a nice sized machine. I mean, compared to the D15, I mean, it's pretty good size. Try getting back here a minute. It's a good size in relation to the tractor. Sometimes I feel like it's a little underpowered, the D15, and that's when we switched to using the Kubota, and doesn't miss a bale anymore the last time we used this. So works pretty well. It's seen some age, but we bought this one. I bought the original baler that we started with. That was a 214T, and that one had all kinds of issues. It broke needles. This one actually broke a needle too. That's a pain in the ass. Still have it in here. You can see here, this is what actually comes up. It broke there, it jumped time, which happens. Anyone who runs a baler, I'm sure, has jumped time at least once or twice. Get back here, man. Okay, so yeah, the needles are those pieces right here. You can see there's new ones on there. And they come up and they run the twine up through the knotter assembly and cutting. So we still have some hay in here, but it's in a barn, so not worried about it. This is actually a newer barn. Used to sit in another barn, and I always kind of didn't like rain coming in on it. This one's fairly well used. Some of the bearings aren't probably the best, and probably need to go through and try to service more of this stuff. But so we bought it. It's well used, well knowing fully well what we were dealing with. Still have lots of twine in there. Yeah, that's pretty much. I don't know if you can see around there. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much to really say about it. Maybe next summer I'll get a video or two showing it running. I usually am on the wagon stacking, and my dad's running the baler. So the next piece is what we bought. This is a New Holland Rake. Not sure on the model number or even anything about it as far as like what. Oh, shit. Or as far as 258. Okay. Not sure of like the width or whatever. All I know is that it works well. A lot of people switch to the wheel rakes, and I think the wheel rakes, I've used them before. We used to borrow our neighbors when we didn't have a rake. Our neighbor still cuts our hay for us because we haven't bought a hay bind, but we're looking into getting one of them because we used to just pay them and it was cheaper. It's hard to justify something like a hay bind, but anymore we're getting to the point where we're going to need to, especially if we get more hay back in the ground soon. But yeah, these actually work really well. They do a good job of raking. I mean, we don't usually have much left on the field. They're a little slower, I think, than other methods. There's definitely lots of points to grease, but overall it works well. That's one of the better rakes we've had, to tell you the truth. Because when we first started, we did just a small field of like 3 acres. We did it by hand, I'm kidding you not. Just used basically like a yard rake and turned over the rows, because you got to rake. Well, we used the neighbors to rake it up the first time, and then we turned it with like a regular rake like that. And we did buy like an old steel wheel. This silver's sitting at a barn down the road, my dad's old barn. I don't know. I'll just try pointing it out here. Way over there, there's, you can see the hay, one of the hay fields there. Goes back ways down there. But don't really use that. That kind of jumped once and it never really started engaged anymore. So need to look at it and see if it's salvageable. Try to get rid of it. I don't like scrap sitting around. It's my dad's place, but I'm kind of nitpicky. But some of the other implements, I mean, obviously, he got this. It's a nice bush hog. It's a Woods BB60. I've never actually ran it, but it's quiet on his Kubota. But and obviously a set of forks here. This was originally for a pin-on type that he had for his old Massey. A nice heavy set though. And he got the adapter plate and had a local welder weld it up. So it works well. He's put a lot of weight on it and it works good. But yeah, so those are kind of just the implements we use. Like I said, we don't have a hay bine yet. Looking at getting one down the line because I think it's going to definitely help with timing things out and making things work. So, all right, thanks for watching, and I'll be sure to add another. I want to show a few more things, and I'll do this in a few parts too. So, all right, thanks for watching.